All right, welcome back. What I wanted to do today is show you this new big heater. So for those of you that have been watching my channel lately, I've been doing some videos on this Fuel Keg refillable propane tank, 1 pound from Mr. Heater. And as I was kind of doing some research on that tank, I discovered kind of a, I guess you would say, upgrade on this Big Buddy heater. Sort of upgrade, but not really an upgrade. Those of you that have used Big Buddy heaters in the past quite a bit, you know that they used to have a fan on them, and people really like the fan. And it's been, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. They kind of got rid of the fan, and I found out, kind of doing some research that was due to tariffs placed, on things imported from China. Basically, anything that had a fan, there was a tariff on it. So they could have kept putting the fan on it, but that would just increase the price because they had to pay the tariff, and then the price would have to go up on the unit, and people just didn't want to pay that much more. It was just more of a pricing thing than anything. So what has happened now is that they're actually manufacturing them in a different place rather than China. I think they're made in Vietnam now. So in fact, that's what it says on the box. But they have the fan now. And another thing I've found, and I don't know how new this is, but they also have an electronic ignition where you just use a little AAA battery, and it's like a lighter, like your barbecue grill or whatever. And personally, I kind of like just the ease of that igniter. And I'll show you. But this new version, like I said, it takes a AAA battery, and it's a simple press of the button here. And I'll try to tilt it here. I'll do a close-up here as well. All you got to do is push down on that thing. And like I said, a lot of you are kind of familiar with that electronic type ignition. And I guess the downside is if the battery goes dead, may not work. Your backup is going to have to be used just some sort of a match or a candle lighter or barbecue lighter, whatever. But mainly what I wanted to show was the fan, because people are always asking about the fan, and they like the fan. And I'm going to be really honest with you, I don't like the fan at all. I would much rather pay less for the unit without the fan than paying extra with the fan added to it. I'm going to show you why. First of all, it takes the batteries, which kind of go back here in this little compartment here. First of all, the batteries are kind of hard to get into in the first place. Like, it's just, they don't fit really well. But, that's fine. You get them in there and then, it works. But for me, it just eats the batteries. And, the times I have used them with the old version, I would forget the switch on, or get bumped on, or, whenever you go to use it, you'd have dead batteries. I mean, if you buy decent D batteries, you buy 4 of them, you're paying 10, 12 bucks. So that adds up over time easily. I've seen a lot of hacks. And in fact, I've had a video from a while back where you can wire in some things, to plug into external sources. And honestly, I would rather just see, a USB port on the back of here, just like a USB-C or something coming out. You plug. We all have rechargeable stuff at home. We all have rechargeable batteries. There's no need to be using these D batteries anymore. And it's just, to me, it's old technology. And like I said, there's people out there that have found ways to wire in USB ports and this and that. And I just think, honestly, from the factory, either have some sort of, plug-in option, or just some, even a built-in lithium rechargeable battery would be great, like some of these other devices. But so what I've done personally is, I just bought this, ClipOn fan, just cheap, $20 fan from Amazon. It's got 3 speeds. I forget how many milliamps it goes, but it goes a long time between charges, and you can actually plug things into it and charge from the battery in here. So it moves a lot of air. It's quiet, and you can put it on low. You can actually put it up on the, you know, the top of the shelter and move some air around and keep things dried out. And to me, it's just a much better option. And no dig to Mr. Heater, but the fan is just, it's not good at all. In fact, I'll demonstrate here for you. It's, the one thing is it's not very loud, but it doesn't move any air. It's like a little squirrel cage blower in the back. And, you know, so it's on right now. You can probably hear it through the mic here. And it's one speed, on off. And what I'm going to do here is I'll just take a piece of TP, you know, just a thin piece of toilet paper, and look at this. It just barely, there's a kind of a spot where it moves it a little bit, but I mean, it's nothing. You know, sometimes you come up here and you can see it starts blowing a little bit right there, but that's it. So I just don't think it moves enough air to make a difference personally. And I would not go out and buy this just because it has the fan. I do like the electronic ignition, and that's kind of nice to have. And just overall, you know, if you need a heater, a Big Buddy's awesome. You just can't get away from it. I haven't had any issues with it. I've been using it many years. It's always reliable, and I see people saying they're unreliable and this and that, but personally I haven't experienced that. So, but the electronic ignition is nice, but the fan is just, I don't know, it's really hokey. I don't like it at all. And especially the amount of D batteries you would go through if you use it as intended here, not worth it at all in my opinion. There is a 6-volt jack in the back of here that you can plug it into a 110 source, you know, if you just want to plug it into a wall outlet or whatever. It doesn't come with that. You got to buy it, you know, either through Amazon or through Mr. Heater, and it's, I don't know, it's like 15-20 bucks for that adapter. And from there you might be able to, you know, I was thinking you could use like a, I don't have it in here right now, but, you know, just I use Rigid Tools, and they just have a little inverter with a household plug-in, a 3-prong plug-in. You know, I think it would probably work. Or like, you know, the Milwaukee top off, some guys have that as well. You could probably just plug that into it and it would work. But honestly, I would just buy a external fan. It's much more convenient. You can aim it where you want to aim it, and yeah, I wouldn't just go out and buy this just for the fan. So that's about all I had to say about that. If you do want the one with the fan, if you've used one before and you do like the fan, and I'm not knocking you if you do, I understand people's uses are different. If you're looking to buy a new one and you do need the fan in it, be sure to look at the box. If the one that says made in China will not have a fan on it. So you make sure it says made in Vietnam. The ones that say made in Vietnam, they will have the fans. And honestly, I don't know the price difference, if they've increased the price a little bit on these Vietnam versions. But you know, just something to be on the lookout. If you go buy one and you're thinking that there's a fan in it, make sure it says made in Vietnam at the bottom of the box. And also, if you look at some of the websites or some of the places selling them, they'll actually have a version for Canada and Massachusetts only. And honestly, there's nothing different other than the wording on the manual in the box. So in Canada, they're not, you know, validated for using indoors, which they are here in the States, other than, I guess, Massachusetts. But Mr. Heater says you can use these indoors. And, you know, I'll just turn this on here real quick. Let's put that on high here real quick. Honestly, I would just keep it, you know, keep that indoor option only as an emergency situation. I wouldn't use it for any, you know, long-term use indoors. Yeah, if you're using this in a fish house or a pop-up shelter or whatever, or any kind of enclosure, just provide some oxygen. They do have a low oxygen sensor, and they will shut off, and that's why they're rated for using indoors. But they're hot. If something falls on here, a curtain or something, or a blanket, it's going to go up in flames. I mean, just consider this an open flame like you would like a fireplace or whatever. You know, it's not an electric heater that's just blowing hot air. and has a over temp shut off. This does not have an over temp shut off. If something gets in there, it's going to go up in flames. So keep that in mind. However, Mr. Heater is really you know, safety oriented, and they're committed to safety, and they have developed this where they feel it's safe to use indoors. It does have a tip over sensor, so if it flips over, it's going to shut off. And again, the lack of oxygen, if it burns up all the oxygen, it's going to shut off as well. The one thing people get confused about is carbon monoxide. It does not have a carbon monoxide detector. So if for some reason it malfunctions and it's burning, you know, inappropriately and actually putting carbon monoxide out into the air, it won't detect that. Once it burns off all the oxygen, then it will shut down. So in conjunction with the low oxygen sensor, I would also be using a carbon monoxide detector in your shelter as well, just to be safe. So yeah, that's the new Big Buddy heater. Just wanted to show that one to you quick. Just also a follow-up, what I wanted to do is another update on this fuel keg. So let me take this out here quick. Like I said, if you've been watching my videos, I've been doing a lot of videos on this fuel keg. And get this out of the way. A quick update on this. So I found, on my last video you saw, I found that this plastic sleeve inside of here was missing. And that's why I was getting some leaks as I was turning it in and out of the Buddy heater here. And I did have someone from Mr. Heater contact me, and they thought it was because I had initially used it on a Flame King valve, which I thought I was going to be able to use, but I wasn't. So it's kind of, just to make a long story short, you can go back and watch some of those other videos, but ultimately we found out that that sleeve was missing. So I was going back and I was reviewing my videos just here today, and I noticed that the sleeve was in here. And one thing I was concerned about is maybe that sleeve wasn't in here when I purchased it. Well, it was, and I verified that on my other videos, and I verified I put it into the Flame King, you know, valve. And so when the sleeve came off was actually when I bought the Fuel Keg valve, and when I put it on there and took it off, I went back and reviewed, and sure enough, it came off on the fuel, or the Fuel Keg valve. And yeah, it's just a little sleeve here and an O-ring. And I went outside my garage and I looked, and sure enough, there it was on the valve, still on there. So those of you that have bought these and are using them, keep an eye on the sleeve inside of here as you're putting it on and off devices. I don't know if this is going to be maybe a common occurrence or something, but just, you know, periodically make sure that that plastic sleeve is inside of there. Otherwise, you'll get some unnecessary leaking, and you know, it just won't fill very well. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I just had a bad tank, or it was caused by that Flame King valve, but I just wanted to let everyone know about that. Hopefully, I'm done with this. I don't have anything more to say to this. Maybe I'll check back in a couple of years. I will say that I did buy 5 more of these, so I have a total of 6 now, and I'm just going to start using them and see how they work, rather than use the Flame Kings for the rest of this season. We don't have a whole lot of ice fishing season left here, so I'm just going to start using these fuel kegs, and hopefully I'll let everyone know how it goes if I have any issues. I don't expect I'll have any issues, because I think we got everything all figured out, but anyways, that's enough for today. We got some cold weather. We're finally going to get back out on the ice here and do some fishing, so good luck to everyone, and thanks for watching.